one final game to determine who is the 2024 Cranberry Cup Championship winner. Will it be Team Red going for their second straight title, or will it be Team Purple in their first ever playoff appearance? I'm Caden McCrory, alongside me Andrew Keel. Red undefeated since the acquisition of Luke Malbouf to their roster. Purple has been on an absolute tear all season with one loss to their name. From undefeated to one loss, and the champion of last year making its triumphant return after being at the bottom of the standings, Andrew. You just had a feeling maybe mid-year that these two teams were going to meet in the finale.
Yeah, definitely going into the playoffs. This was the hot matchup. This was the matchup a lot of people were expecting. I know all of us up here, we're looking at Purple, we're looking at Red. Red making the huge comeback, Purple being dominant all year. Technically 2 losses, but one was a game that didn't really matter.
Yeah, it was a game where not many Purple players showed up, nor really tried, I should say, in that aspect. But, Andrew, looks like we have 20 minutes. I believe we might have stoppage clock today.
We might.
I don't remember exactly how last year's rules worked, but yeah, I think we should switch to 20. We'd have it at 23 like normal. We'll go to 20 and see if that's what we stick with, Andrew. But we're going to go through our keys of the game from each side. For Purple, I think the easiest thing, and if you saw last week's contest, you know where I'm going with this, it's stay out of the box. You've made your money off of aggravating the other team, and then the last couple weeks it's kind of got pushed to the edge a little bit. So if they want to win, stay aggressive, but not that aggressive.
For Red, I got to keep the 1-2 punch alive in the back. Trevino, Malbouf, since the addition of Malbouf, have been absolutely shut down. They've been splitting minutes, playing 23 minutes each, basically, the whole playoffs and every game since acquiring Malbouf. They keep that 1-2 punch alive. I feel like defensively they're going to frustrate Purple to the point where they don't stay out of the box, as you say.
One key note on Purple's side of things, Jack Nolan, who was involved in the scuffle last week, suspended for the first half of this game. So Purple will play with only a handful of skaters to start, 3 of them to be exact on the bench. I'm not sure including Nolan or not. He might be on the bench. I don't think he is, or at least allowed to be on the bench. But 20 minutes on the clock. Red and Purple, the number 1 and 2 seeds, getting ready to square off. And the puck's dropped, and here we go. We played back to Dane Dowiak, back in the lineup after missing last week the Penn State University Nittany Lion. Puts it in Malbouf. Turned over. Kanyan. Shot coming in from Swankler. Shoulder stave. Mistretta. Malbouf up to Humphreys. 2-on-1 with Weber. Humphreys looking for Weber towards the net. Pad stop by Hale. DeMarsico. Matt, that is, the other Penn State Nittany Lion active player tonight for Team Purple, will carry in. The leading goal scorer for the Purple squad turns it over. And here comes Red. It's Will Tomko. Tomko shovels off to O'Brien. Down low for Kozlina. Takes it behind the net. In front for Tomko. Shots deflected. And now a rush the other way for Purple. It'll be led up by Dom Shimizi. Shot deflected by Trevino and wide. And now Red will pick it up at center. Tomko for Kozlina, the midseason acquisition. Off for Tomko for Kozlina in front to O'Brien. Shot blocked away by Smith. Smith picks it up. Will hold it in his own zone, looking for the breakout. Has Shimizi. Skies it to center, knocked down by Swankler. Another Purple player that was ejected but not suspended in last week's contest. His shot, glove stop, Mistretta. DeMarsico, the captain, Mike that is, loses at the blue line. Pass for Tomko to Humphreys. Humphreys will hold up with Red changing. Looks at dangle through to Marsko. Those two exchange some pleasantries, and it'll be dumped down to the red zone. Luke Malbouf, as Andrew mentioned, one of their star players, turns it over, though, and Smith robbed with Mistretta with the glove. Each team just kind of feeling each other out. Nothing too crazy quite yet.
Nothing crazy at all. I mean, except for the little incident down here with Humphreys. That's one name you definitely don't want to get in a scuffle and get thrown out if you're Red.
The Colorado Avalanche draftee in this year's draft in the 7th round. The co-captain with his brother JC on this Red squad. Here he is now as he enters the purple zone. Humphreys down the right wall will take this one around. Onto his backhand. Gets away from Kanyan, turns it over. Now DeMarsico for Dowiak. Dowiak one-on-one against Malbouf will take the shot. That'll ring around the boards. And Humphreys will pick it up at the purple-blue line. Humphreys dangles in. Drop pass for JC. Shoulder stop, Hale. Swankler gets around Malbouf as he was taken down at the blue line. Breakaway to DeMarsico. DeMarsico looks to go 5-hole. Mistretta is there for the stop. Malbouf picks it up. Both teams looked up in awe just to see what would happen. And DeMarsico is set free. Here's Dowiak off the give. That hits off the side of the netting. Malbouf back for Humphreys. Gets hit by Tomko hit by DeMarsico. Off for Swankler. Loses it to Kozlina. He'll start the break. Swankler on him. Kozlina will push it into the zone. Both teams will change. Kanyan behind the net with pressure. Turns it to Tomko. Back for Trevino. This will skip all the way back here. 3 minutes gone here in the opening frame. Taken up by O'Brien. Looking to play a much larger role today with Ian Norkovic out of the lineup. Tomko. Drop pass to Kozlina. To the point for Trevino. Puts this one on. Deflection by O'Brien. Stopped by Hale.
I want to know what you think of that play that led to the breakaway as Malbouf gets hit 2 feet away from the puck. Puck wasn't even coming to him. He gets hit, and the pass gets sprung free. Gets knocked into the boards.
Yeah, a little questionable, I think, unless the refs are trying to say play through until it's something where we have to call it. But you think if you're a fan of Team Red and Purple does score, probably very upset with the no call. Trevino behind the net looks for Humphreys. Out of his reach, he'll escape to center ice. Humphreys dangles his way around Swankler, enters with speed, fires one on. Hale getting a piece of it. Hale was the Red goaltender last year on the championship team, this time on the receiving end, so someone's going to be a repeat champion today. Just a matter of a team or a goaltender. DeMarsico sends this one up to Shimizi. Drops it off for Swankler. Swankler fires one off the bar. And Humphreys for Humphreys. Ahead of him, no icing. Red will hurry up and change. Smith looks to carry. Forward for Swankler. Even numbers coming back for Red. Swankler turns it over to Kozlina. Sends it to center. Past O'Brien's stick. Out of the net comes Hale. And he'll send this one to mid-ice. Shimizi, the former Robert Morris product, puts that one around the horn. And Red has to go all the way down. Hale to hold, 15.5 left on the first half clock. Mario Smith holding it up. Around Kozlina. Getting in there is Kozlina to break it up. Forward for Tomko, the Chicago Steel product. Future Penn State Nittany Lion. Up high to O'Brien. His shot deflected by Dowiak coming back. Matt DeMarsico for Kanyan. Looks to make this a 2-on-1. Kanyan for DeMarsico, broken up by Malbouf. Kanyan re-gets it for Purple. Look to connect with DeMarsico, eventually does. He'll spin away. Dangles through one, puts one on. Mistretta gets down to make the stop.
With Red having, a full change, 3 forwards and a defenseman on the bench, so they're going to do a full change every time they can. One thing I'm surprised we're seeing is we're seeing the Humphreys squared out there together. Last game, they were down the whole time they were together. They break them up for the second half, and they come back and score 4 unanswered against Black. So I'm surprised we're seeing them on the same line to start this game.
The brother chemistry sometimes just clicks at random moments. Can they hear as JC takes it in? Drops off for Christian. Puts it in front for JC. Loose puck, digging it. Christian regains it. Looks for JC and broken up by Purple. Humphreys at the blue line. Keeps it alive for the moment. Taken back by Dowiak. Forward for Kanyan. Shoveled out wide to DeMarsico. Look to go up high to Dowiak. With pressure coming. Walks the blue line. Takes it off. Offsides Purple as they have to touch up. Pressure from Matt Weber. Evan Kanyan back for Dowiak. Turned over as Tomko will have to wait for his teammates to come back on sides and now will enter. Down the left wall. Looks for Humphreys. Humphreys against DeMarco, turning and shooting with a lot of sticks in front. Heads into the wall where Tomko will pick it up. Kanyan meets him there. Pins it along the wall. Off for DeMarco. And we'll send this out to Swankler. Swankler against Trevino. And Trevino all over him. Swankler looks to take it in. Mistretta comes out. And the puck ends up wide. Now O'Brien. Off they get from Trevino. Has Kozlina. O'Brien's shot. Blocker stop by Hale. Over for J.C. Humphreys. Fresh off the bench for O'Brien. Shot off the post. Now here comes Purple. A lot of back and forth. Not a lot of whistles. The way both teams like to play. Malbouf for O'Brien. Around Swankler. 3-on-2. Shot from J.C. Humphreys, and he goes upstairs. Red with the early 1-0 lead.
J.C. Humphreys, the co-captain of this Red team. Didn't get a lot of love. Recently been a lot of Christian love. J.C. Humphreys just as good. That'll be his 7th of the season for the co-captain. And Red jumps out early to a 1-0 lead.
Humphreys combined 22 goals on the season. Matt Weber off the giveaway comes in, puts one on. And Hale seemingly has it underneath the pad. What a stop from Chase Hale.
That was weird.
That was close.
No one knew where it was. Ref didn't signal anything yet. Obviously now they have.
Might have snuck its way under, but Hale, regardless, making the initial stop. Mistretta with the pressure coming will hold on. 12:40 to go. As we've seen the pace pick up a little bit here. That giveaway, Weber almost sprung free.
Yeah, looking like Dowiak wanted to go spring free, maybe catch Red off guard, but when you're playing with two natural defensemen back there, they're going to push back for you. They're going to want to play 3-on-3. They're not going to risk the 4-on-3.
Here's Swankler, looks for Shimizi back door, wide open, and it doesn't go. Back to the point for Smith, couldn't get there. Here comes Weber, Hale out of his crease, will play it down. And Purple offsides as Dowiak looked to get back. And referee right on it.
That was a nice race there from Hale and Weber. Looked like at the last second he kind of gave up on the race and tried to go for blocking the pass out of the zone from Hale, knowing he was going to lose. So maybe a little bit of a flick there, try and get in front of the pass as opposed to beat the race.
Red winning the draw. As Trevino, Humphreys, Tomko, and Weber, the unit they like to use to push offense. See if they provide something here with a 1-goal lead. Tomko for Weber. Past his stick. Purple regain. Kanyan for Dowiak. He'll cross center. Works his way in. Looking to go for DeMarco. Christian Humphreys will break it up as he'll sky this one down. And gloved by Tomko. Tomko puts one on. That one high and wide. Bouncing along the boards. Giving Purple a little bit of a break. And now they have an odd man break. Here's DeMarco. Looks for Kanyan out of his reach. Weber looks to push out. Swankler breaks it up. Gives off to Kanyan. Looks for 5-hole. Mistretta is there. Kanyan upstairs for Swankler. Takes this behind that. Attempted a Michigan. Trevino's none of it. Shot from Dowiak. Rebound is loose. Mistretta gets down to make the stop coming across and looks a little shaken up after that.
I don't know if you saw it, but Purple once again off the play hitting the defenseman. That time was Trevino, got knocked down. I mean, the puck was closer there, so maybe you could have made the argument. Yeah. But maybe that's a strategy from Purple. Take out the dynamic duo in defense.
Each team, at least in the second half, will only have one line change, meaning in fresh bodies. So injuries are going to play a factor. Here's a shot from Kozlina off the give of Humphreys, denied by Hale. So we mentioned Jack Nolan not able to start the first half of this hockey game via suspension. So only 3 substitutions for Purple as of right now. Dowiak walks in, puts one on. Mistretta right to it with the blocker. Malbouf and Shimizi wrestle away. Rebounds loose in front. Pad stop. Comes out to Shimizi. Stopped by Mistretta.
Great save by Mistretta, keeping his body in front of that one as he's moving side to side, making sure he's not letting one in yet.
Shots 15-14 in favor of Purple. Nice to have that stat back in our disposal. Here's a shot, and stretching across was Mistretta, taking that one away from the captain, Mike DeMarsico.
Great stretch there by Mistretta. Able to get that one. And at the perfect angle, too, that it bounces right back to his glove to recover.
As a goaltender, want nothing more. Easy recovery saves. Backdoor chance. DeMarsico puts a little too much mustard on it, and now a foot race where Humphreys will beat that out by a country mile. Humphreys across for JC. Backdoor, and Kale right to it to take it away from Shane Kozlina.
I think Kozlina hit the post. I heard the post from up here. Might have not went in anyway.
Yeah.
Hale got across, but that one hit the post. Might have hit the post and off him. But grade A chance for Brad. Great pass by Christian.
JC with the draw wins it back to Malbouf. Deflected front by Kozlina. 2 men in front of the net there for Red. Kozlina for Malbouf up high. Glove stop. Hale rebound for O'Brien. Still loose off the kick save. It bounces to JC Humphreys. For Kozlina acquired in the last regular season week for AJ Schaff and has been a welcome addition to this Red team. Shimizi coming down, fires, and he scores. Over the shoulder of Mistretta, and Dom Shimizi will tie this game at 1.
A great shot there. Just beats him top corner to tie this game up. 10 minutes to go in the first. This one's going to be tight to the wire. I could feel it already.
Red last week only winning by 1, and a late goal from Black technically going to count by 2. So they love to play close hockey. They never run away with games, it seems. They always somehow find a way to keep it close and entertaining. Tomko sends this one to center, bouncing puck. Smith will settle and give to Dowiak at center ice. Dangles through Tomko. Trevino coming in, and he'll play behind the net. O'Brien and DeMarsico meet each other in the boards, and Swankler comes out with it. Puts this one towards the net. Dowiak's deflection is wide, and Radwood clear. This will head it all the way down the ice, and an icing against Team Red. 9:17 to go in the first half.
Looks like Red's going to go for a full change here off the ice, and can do that in this. Except Trevino will stay on, so almost a fresh unit for Red, which could be good. Trevino a little bit banged up, but hasn't been out there too long.
The good thing is you have a fresh. You want to keep both your defensemen really fresh here between Malbouf and Trevino. So if Trevino can stay that extra 30 seconds, that might be very beneficial down the line. Humphreys across for Weber, a little ahead of it, regains it, and will get taken in the wall by Purple. They'll move this one to center ice. Dowiak with Swankler will push up high to the trailing DeMarsico. Puts this one between his legs, takes it in close, misshredded the initial save and cleaned up by Red. Weber for Humphreys, they'll change on the fly. Christian Humphreys dangling in. Will take this one up high. DeMarsico getting a stick in there, no call. DeMarsico puts this one on net. 5-hole, and it squeaks its way in. Matt DeMarsico breaks the deadlock, and Purple's up 2-1.
Goes between the legs, able to beat Mistretta, who's been pretty good all game. Second goal given up. Red now on the back foot. Haven't been on the back foot yet today. See if they can push back against a very offense-heavy Purple team.
8.5 to go in the first half. Red was trailing in last week's contest and came back in the second half, something they are also very prone to do. Swankler off the give. That one sails high and wide. That one deflected, so no, it does not count towards our parlay that we made before the game of Swankler 2.5 missed nets, as well as Humphreys 2.5 goals and 2.5 total penalties, I believe is what the other one had. And now some pushing as Humphreys was in front of Hale. Purple cleans it up. Everything seems to be okay as we'll head to the outside draw. Humphreys against Conyan. Captain v. captain. And will be won by Red. To the point to Tomko. His shot rifled over the net. Turned over, and Purple will send this one all the way down. Malbouf will track it and pick it up in his own zone. Forward for Tomko. To Kozlina trailing in. Glove down by Mike DeMarsico. And forward for Swankler. Pushes it back to Kanyan, who will enter his own defensive zone with Kozlina on him. For Swankler, kick to Kanyan. Storming down the right side, pushes it on net. Mistretta save as Malbouf taking his man into the wall. Kanyan in front for Swankler. Broken up. Weber will chop at it. DeMarsco keeps it alive. Swankler takes it in himself, dangling, firing, and that one high and wide over the net. There's number 1 on the counter. Dowiak for DeMarsico shot. Mistretta gets a piece of it. Purple swarming in the offensive zone. Kanyan for Swankler, broken up, and now Matt Weber on a breakaway. Weber, 5-hole and scores. Matt Weber sneaks one past Chase Hale, and we're all knotted up at 2.
That one's in for sure for Weber. Had the one earlier, didn't know where it was under Hale. That time goes the same spot. He goes 5-hole again, this time going in and beating Hale to tie this game back up at 2.
Can't deny Weber 2 times in a row. That's a tough thing to do. The first one, Hale just showing off his skill. That one, too much from Weber. Trevino for Humphreys as they enter. Over to O'Brien. Back to Christian Humphreys. He'll dangle in. Gives it off to Matt Weber. His shot. Hale gets a piece of it with the blocker. And a sail out of play. And a lucky fan will pick that puck up.
Lucky fan from Shawinigan.
Ah, here we go. The old NHL games. I mean, no, that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Young fan from Shawinigan. That puck. Thanks, Doc Emmer. Humphreys squared on the ice now for Red, as they'll go up against a duo of Penn St. Nittany Lions. Humphreys, shot blocked by Dowiak, as he'll collide with him into the wall. And now him and Smith will joust, and including an O'Brien body falling to the ice as Purple looks to wrap up the intensity. Smith for Dowiak. Carrying it into the zone, up high to DeMarsco. His shot, little ahead of it. Mistretta getting a piece of it. Into the corner, Dowiak and O'Brien. Out with it comes Red. And O'Brien will skate it up. For J.C. Humphreys at center. Red changing on the fly. J.C. Humphreys for his brother Christian. Looks for J.C. in front. Stuck away by Hale. 6 minutes to go, all knotted up at 2. Kozlina will break up the pass. Will hold it. Very good work from him. And will carry in. But a check from DeMarsico breaks it up. Shimizi sends this all the way down, icing Team Purple.
Definitely ramping up the intensity for sure.
We'll see how much they let them get away with, or when the breaking point may be. Seen Humphreys mixed in a little bit. As you said earlier, not something you want to see if you're a fan of Team Red. Malbouf at the point. Couldn't keep it alive. Now a 2-on-1. It's Swankler and Dowiak. Swankler shot, and he goes upstairs. Pops the water bottle on Austin. Swankler gives Purple back the lead. It's 3-2.
Great shot there. Everything was done right for Red playing defense. Malbouf played it perfectly. Just much better shot from Swankler.
Swankler, 12 goals on the season with a handful of missed games in there as well. Here's Tomko. Puts one over the net. Bounces. Hale there to take it. Oh, that could have been a bad break if he wasn't looking back.
If he doesn't turn around there, that could go off his back and in.
You've seen that happen countless times in the RMU games that we call. Not to you, thankfully, I don't think.
What?
Not to you, I don't think. Oh, you're better than that. You played baseball as a kid. You know, to always keep your eyes in the back of your head, right? Malbouf for Kozlina. And we'll carry up center ice. Forward for Weber. Dangles through. Hale will stick that one to the corner. Has 2 blue helmets stuck in there with a couple of purple players. Malbouf at the blue line. Keeps it alive. Towards the net of Weber. Deflected. Hale with the stop. Swankler sends this all the way down. Dowiak, breakaway. Backhand. Mistretta gets a piece of it with the glove. Dowiak continuing his surge. Dangles around O'Brien. Blocked away. And he'll pick it up again behind his own net. Kanyan for Dowiak. Back up high to Kanyan. Kanyan shot upstairs again, and the captain of Team Purple, Evan Kanyan, gives his squad a 2-goal lead.
Another great shot. They seem to have found their way for Purple. They've been shooting high on Mistretta. They've gotten it 3 times now. If they can keep that shot working, it'll be a good night for Purple.
Red was down 2-0 to Black last week. Christian Humphreys carries in. Puts one on, glove stop, Hale. And one thing Humphreys we saw last week is he flipped the switch when his team was down.
You said, as soon as you said that comparison of last week, they were down 2-0, and Christian Humphreys had the puck. I had that flashback to last week of him scoring 3 straight.
In all the same area, can they solve Chase Hale? Both goals have been not necessarily Hale's fault. Humphreys carries in. Broken up by Swankler. Trevino quick to clear it as he gets taken down along his own blue line. Swankler for Dowiak storming in. Mistretta right to it to make the save. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. So I didn't see what happened with Trevino. Just in passing, little shove.
I didn't see it. I was focused on the puck.
I just looked over and I see Trevino on the ice again. I was, oh, Purple, they got him again. One back a little too hard there by Dowiak, and DeMarsico will have to take a stroll down to his defensive zone. Play catch with Connie. Forward to the captain, Mike DeMarsico. Christian Humphreys broke it up momentarily, and now Kanyan storms in for Matt DeMarsico. As Kozlina meets him into the wall. Out with it comes Purple. DeMarsico, Mike that is, to his backhand, looking in front for his brother Matt, and broken up. 2-on-1 for Red. O'Brien and Christian Humphreys. O'Brien to Humphreys, wide open cage, and Christian Humphreys, make no mistake, they're now down by 1.
Christian Humphreys, 16th of the season, I believe, leads the league.
That should be league lead. To my knowledge, that's league lead.
It's hard to have more than that and be eliminated so far.
Yeah. You look at the top goal scorers, Swankler, DeMarsico, Tomko, Humphreys, look where they're at. They're in the final game. Here's Humphreys again. Takes this around the net. Backhand attempt looking for Kozlina, and now Purple will pick it up.
Humphreys turned on a switch. I don't know if you saw. You were kind of looking in my direction. Humphreys with a beautiful steal in the offensive zone.
Here's Dowiak, storms in. Over to DeMarsico. Or Smizzy, excuse me. Mistretta right to it to make the save. But I don't know. When you turn on the switch like that, there's a reason why you're an NHL draft prospect and you're going to the University of Michigan. That's a very hard thing to do.
Very.
And make the U.S. national team program. Let's not be mistaken here. We've produced a couple of talented players. You know, Logan Cooley? Yeah, he played there. How about L.J. Mooney? He's playing there. Shimizi on the net. Mistretta stop, makes the save. And we'll hold on to that one. 2:40 to go. Shots pretty much even here. 28-23 in favor of Purple. That's a lot of shots in one
That's
period.
a lot of shots. It seems like more than there actually has been, but maybe it's just been so action-packed that we just have lost count.
In front, Shimizi. 5-hole wide open, and Shimizi taking advantage. 2-goal lead regains for Purple, thanks to number 5.
A bad bounce there for Red as it just flicks in front of the net, pass across. Shimizi there to bury it. Thought Mistretta had it, to be honest. There was no call from the ref for a little bit. Looked like Shimizi was buying for a call, but it was in the net.
Puck squeaked its way in the final couple of seconds and goes Purple's way. Shimizi's second of the game. Coming in is Tomko. Hale getting a piece with the blocker. Is now Tomko seemingly turning on his switch, the future Penn State Nittany Lion. In front, a miscue by Swankler, almost costly with Kozlina parked. Swankler gets it out of there. Has Shimizi 2-on-1 again for Purple. Shimizi shot, glove save, Mistretta with 2:03 to go. Red caught napped in the offensive zone again.
I mean, Red, they've got the 1-2 punch on defense, but they can't do much on these 2-on-1s the whole game.
We mentioned time and time again, only 4 subs on the bench. That's 1 line change. Got to stay fresh. Here's Smith coming in. His shot will circle around, and DeMarco pick it up at his own blue line. Away from O'Brien. And now here comes a 3-on-1 for Red. Humphreys fires one off the post. Matt DeMarco picks it up for Purple. Around Weber. We'll take this one above the circle and crash back in. DeMarco gets it in front, getting a piece of Mistretta. And now Red again storming in the offensive zone. Weber glides along the benches, looks for Humphreys to O'Brien, and he scores. What a shot from Will O'Brien, and Red continues their inching back in this hockey game.
Yeah, Red. They keep crawling back. Purple keeps pushing the goal line a little further, but Red seemingly has started scoring at a better pace for sure.
O'Brien's 7th of the year. Beautiful give and go, we must say, between Humphreys and Tomko. Malbouf clears the Weber. Humphreys carries in. Here comes his Red teammates, including his brother JC, and he pops the water bottle. Are you kidding me? JC Humphreys. Highlight reel goal to tie this game at 5. The captain's having some fun at center ice. That was just some friendly pushing. But Connie does want to call, though. Not sure exactly for what. Man, what a shot from Humphreys. Oh, okay. But what a shot by Humphreys, bro.
Yeah.
What a shot.
JC shot Hale's water bottle all the way up to center ice. And then returned it to him nicely.
Yeah. I think that was more in good fun, but Connie's like, wait a minute, if I get a penalty out of this, hold on. Tied game at 5. JC Humphreys, 2nd of the game. And seemingly both teams just want to get to their brief intermission here to regroup. Trevino checked along by Swankler. Kozlina breaks it up, pushes it towards Hale. Smith to retrieve it back. DeMarco. Forward for Swankler. Kicks it forward to himself. Has Connie, and Swankler elects the shot. Hits off the crossbar. Into the netting, out of play, but no fans from Shawinigan to pick up that one.
No fans from anywhere to pick that one up.
Yeah, that's kind of quiet over there. And actually, we're going to get an ice cut here, Andrew, as well.
It does look like it. So we're going to have a nice long intermission between
it's good for us.
This one.
Yeah, it's nice for us.
Maybe we'll get a full 3 then. 3 periods.
Oh, maybe. Humphreys wins it back to Trevino. Sends this along the wall to Christian. And Christian storming in. Looks for Kozlina. Hale stretching out. Makes the save and gives it off to Connie. At the point, Trevino keeps it alive. Down low to Kozlina, up high for Humphreys. Shot, and he scores. Hat trick goal, JC Humphreys with 6 seconds to go. Red takes the lead, 6-5.
Just like I said earlier on the first one, JC saying, we've been kind of talking about Christian a lot. JC's still here, as that would be goal 9 on the season. 1 away from double digits on the season. Which is not something that a lot of people get.
Yeah, and something that he did last year, so it wouldn't be an uncharted territory for JC. Christian will hold, and we will head to the intermission with a late goal from JC Humphreys. It is 6-5 Red, 36-30. And the shot favored total of Purple. We will have a nice little intermission to catch up, and so will they, Andrew.
Yeah, as everyone will head to the locker rooms. Something we don't really we weren't expecting.
No, so it's nice for us. Everyone gets to catch their breath, get some water in them. Trevino's still on the ice. Mistretta was as well. We're seeing maybe if they're going to elect a no ice cut, but now they say yes. So
looks like the rest were a little confused.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute, Zamboni, what is this?
Oh, we have an 11 minutes and 40-second timer on the clock.
All right, 7:36 p.m. We'll be back at around 7:46 p.m. for the second period / second half. We don't know of this hockey game. 6-5 Red. We'll be right back. one more half, seemingly, to
Maybe.
determine. Yeah, not entirely sure. Okay, restart intro. One half to determine who will win the Cranberry Cup. Will it be Team Red in their second straight Cranberry Cup championship? Will it be Team Purple after a 1 1/2 loss season? I'm Caden McCrory alongside me, Andrew Keel. Red has a 6-5 lead going in the second half. J.C. Humphreys, a large part of it. He has 3 goals. On the opposing side, Dom Shimizi, kind of one of their underdog players, traded beginning of the season to Purple. He has 2 of their goals. So maybe some players you didn't expect to be heavily on the score sheet here early on.
JC is not someone you don't expect to be on the score
but
sheet.
not hat trick in a first half.
And no goals for Christian.
Yes.
No.
One goal.
One goal for Christian. I forgot about that
No
one.
goals for Tom. How about no goals for Tom?
No goals for Tomko. As Red kind of relying on their depth players, maybe, they're getting targeted and they know. So they are telling their depth, hey, step up because we're having the targets on our back. I mean, JC's still a top-tier player,
right,
but he's not Christian and Tomko on the score sheet. They don't expect – Purple maybe didn't expect as many goals out of him because he only scored 5 throughout the year, 6 throughout the year.
Yeah, and then you look at Purple as well. The typical suspects have been on the board, but then there's, like we said, Shimizi, who is just quietly having a really good game. And now Jack Nolan, who's seemingly taken that underdog role all season long, is now back on their bench. So even numbers across each side. Purple down by 1. Nolan, as we mentioned, back after the first half suspension. Here's DeMarsco in front off the post, and will pop out to Christian Humphreys. Sends it down. Kanyan gloves it to center ice. Swankler hands it off to Dowiak, literally and figuratively. And now storming in is Christian Humphreys with a fresh sheet. Off for his brother JC, shot, and Kanyan with a stinger on the block. And he's really feeling that one. DeMarsco for Dowiak, Kanyan wisely heading to the bench. Dowiak storming in, Mistretto at the stop as Trevino crashing in. Tomko holding behind his own net. We'll give it to Trevino. Kanyan looking to still shake it off, hunched over on the Purple bench.
This is something we saw from Purple about halfway through that first period, was playing in their own zone, kind of holding back.
Rebound pops out, and Swankler puts it in. Shimizi's shot squeaks through. Swankler on the rebound, roll tied up at 6.
I'm surprised Red isn't complaining for some kind of goalie interference there.
There's a lot of bodies in front of that net. The refs think maybe a little bit of both. Not sure, but Swankler there, and puck goes in. That's his second of the game. All knotted up at 6. Just about a minute into this second half. Tomko chips it down low. Hale out of his net to play it. To Jack Nolan. His first time on the ice, so if you had 23 minutes and over, sorry, your bet did not hit. O'Brien for Tomko. Plays it over to Malboof. Malboof puts it on net. O'Brien to deflect it. Hale with the save. Behind the net, Dowiak. Runs into Kozlina. They're tied up. No calls there, as Red will take it all the way back. Purple complaining for a call. Kozlina to O'Brien. To Tomko out wide. He'll carry in. Tomko shot. Stop from Hale. Squaring right to it. 18:08 to go.
Since the addition of Nolan, couple slashes, couple whacks, couple big bodies. I mean, we saw it in the end of the first, but haven't seen slashes yet until now. So maybe something to keep an eye on.
You go until the referee calls something is pretty much the motto that both teams kind of have to play with. Until, the first penalty gets called and says, hey, knock it off. Humphreys for Malboof. He had a very clutch goal in the game that sent Red to the playoffs. With his only having a couple goals to his name. Plays very well, two-way game. Here's Shimizi storming in. Shimizi's shot, and that'll sail wide and go all the way back into the purple zone. Kanyan to pick it up. The second-year captain for Purple. For Shimizi, caught in his skates, eventually gets it, and he'll play it into red zone. Malboof to eat it up. Weber for JC. Storming down the left side. Will hold up the dot and shovel his way back to Trevino. Down low to Christian. Onto his backhand. Across for JC, broken up by DeMarsico. The fellow DeMarsico picks it up and will carry it. Looking across for Shimizi just ahead of the pass. Red will clear to center, and we'll get a couple fresh bodies on. Kanyan slips through one red defender, then Trevino with a stick to break it up. Tomko crosses with JC, almost too many men. Wisely getting back on the bench was O'Brien. Pass to Tomko, out wide firing, pad stop, Hale. Swankler for Nolan. Coming down the right wall, dangles past Tomko to his backhand, and just wide of the net with Tomko going down. Kozlina takes himself across center, now into the purple zone, loses it off the DeMarsico stick, and Smith will take it into the wall. Kozlina for Tomko, shot, save from Hale. Pops free, O'Brien's attempt, Hale getting a piece of it with a lot of room to work with. Swankler fires one, that one had a lot of mustard, and then sails into the netting out of play.
They've kind of realized that shooting high is what will get past Mistretta. So they go for it again. Too high that time. Over the net and into the netting.
Swankler looks to go over to Dowiak and broken up. Now Purple looks to reset. Smith behind the net, pulls to his backhand. One of the natural defenders, we say, in the Go 4v4 League. Pass broken up by Christian Humphreys, and here he comes. Has his brother and O'Brien with him. He goes to O'Brien, his shot, wide of the net. Stick battle between JC and Dowiak goes Red's way, across to O'Brien, looks for Humphreys in front, as Smith throws him into the wall. Kanyan looks to escape, referee giving Red a little bit of help, and Christian regains it. Up high for JC. Looks down low for O'Brien, too hard of a pass. And Purple will take it back in their own zone, Red changing. Dowiak, realizing he has room to work with, will take it and slow up in the offensive zone. Dowiak with room. Looks to go sharp angle, Mistretta laying down to make the stop. Here's Weber. Has one already. Looks to dangle through, has Kozlina as a backup. Couldn't hold on to it, and it'll roll its way to center ice. Dowiak sees the Trevino dive, goes across for DeMarsico. Next attempt broken up, and Tomko will take it up for Red. For Kozlina now, avoids Swankler. Up high to Tomko, his shot, and he scores. Will Tomko goes glove side, and Red gets back the lead at 7-6, and the referee having
whistle?
some words here. Something said on the ice where maybe a DeMarsico is having some words, or they're talking about the puck working its way down to Mistretta's area. But seemingly those two had a probably lengthy meeting with commissioners after last week, because some video says they may have not done much in the scuffle. So they have to play a much larger role today. Here's the DeMarsico storming in, Mistretta with the stop. Weber carries up for Red, has Humphreys as reinforcement, goes to him, waits for a couple more friends, looks to go up high, broken up by Swankler, and Purple has some bodies as DeMarsico and Humphreys collide. Looking for one more room, Trevino not having any of it, as shot attempt sails into the corner. Swankler for DeMarsico, storms in, shot goes around the wall, and now JC putting a lot of speed into his game. Swankler in front, stopped by Mistretta somewhere underneath them, and keeping it. 13:42, and the flip switch has been activated.
Yeah, Red has looked a lot stronger. Purple has looked a lot stronger. It's not the fact that one team is taking control, it's the fact that both teams are playing with a lot more intensity.
One goal game, seemingly going back and forth, back and forth. Tomko, the most recent victor on the goal sheet, his first of the game and 15th of the season. DeMarsico Looking for Nolan, doesn't have him. Chance in front, may have been deflected. They're going to give it to Swankler, his hat trick goal, and we're all tied up at 7.
A great tip there. Such a good tip, we don't even know how it went in.
Yeah, you saw this shot from DeMarsico. A lot of bodies, and then boom, puck's in the net.
And I think the tip was almost faster than the shot.
Yeah, it was incredible work. And that's something Purple has made a lot of money on, is the net front presence. 2 goals, or maybe even 3 goals this game, just off of that. Malbouf's attempt, blocked in front, and Purple with a 2-on-1 between the Penn Staters. Dowiak and DeMarsico. Dowiak shot, glove, stop, Mistretta flashing the leather.
Great save. Kind of proving that you could beat me top shelf, but I can also stop you top shelf. Not every time you get me up there is going to go in.
Not even to the halfway point here, Andrew. 45-37. Shots favor Purple. It's a lot of shots. Humphreys will hold up in his own zone here. Looking for JC. Doesn't have the initial attempt. Now has O'Brien. Couldn't handle it as he gets met by Conning into the wall. They'll play it behind the net as both Humphreys wait patiently. Christian off the back of the net doing a little bit of Sidney Crosby action in the rink that Crosby calls home. Looks for JC. Rolls to the point to Malbouf. Couldn't keep it alive. Malbouf, the USHL product. Forward for O'Brien. Now to Humphreys. For O'Brien, storming a backhand, and what a move and what a goal. Will O'Brien, second of the game, and Red retakes the lead.
Will O'Brien take a bow, pulls Hale out of his net, makes him go the wrong way. Top corner. What a goal.
What a feed from Humphreys as well. You know it was going to be a pass to the wide open O'Brien, but then the move, as you said, Andrew. Chef's kiss. Beautiful execution. Humphreys only has 1 goal, but I think we're up to 3 or 4 primary assists already for him. Makes his mark in many ways, does number 12 in red. Kozlina looking for a fellow blue helmet, and Weber, pass broken up by Shimizi. 12 minutes to go. Red up 8-7 in this championship game. Shimizi with room. Takes one on Mistretta, and he'll make the stop. Konyan collects at center for Purple. For Dowiak. Dowiak shot, hits off the backboards, pops free, and Red will clear it. Weber against Dowiak, dangling to his backhand. What a move by Matt Weber, making Dowiak look silly, and Red takes a 2-goal lead.
Weber, now you take a bow. What a move there. Showing up his own teammate on that one. Wow.
That was incredible. 2 highlight goals from Red in this second half from O'Brien and Weber. 2 unlikely heroes coming up big. Trevino sends it in off the boot of Nolan. Humphreys for Humphreys. They continue their storming chase. Humphreys wraparound, Hale to it. DeMarsico attempts to push O'Brien along, leaves it off for Konyan, forward for Swangler. He has some room to work with. Over to Konyan, Mistretta getting across with the glove. What a stop.
Red's hot.
They're feeling it.
All the way down from the forwards to the D to even Mistretta. Everyone is feeling it right now. Mistretta. What a save.
Make another nice stop with some bodies in front, getting a piece with the glove, rolls behind the net, Nolan. Over to DeMarsico, over to Swankler, and he pops the water bottle on that attempt, and Swankler cuts the deficit to 1.
9-8 now with 11 minutes-ish to go. Just as I say Red's hot, Purple strikes back. It's been a game of switching sides, and it seems to be Purple.
4 goals for the newest ECHL signee, Austin Swankler. DeMarsico looks to dangle in. We'll take it behind that, looks in front. Rebound for Swankler, Mistretta to it. Malbouf feels the pressure, puts it along the wall, and will push this one back. Veteran defensive mood there by Malbouf. Gives it forward to Humphreys. He'll take it up the wall. Has steam and some Tomko to play with. Goes to Tomko, and pass broken up by the diving Konyan. Tomko to Humphreys. Looking in front for O'Brien. Kanyan right to it. Humphreys. They'll say it was below the shoulders.
I believe it was.
I think it might have been as well, as the red will continue. For Kozlina, off the boot, backdoor O'Brien. Purple breaks it up. DeMarsico for Swankler. Purple enters the zone, turnover to O'Brien, and here comes red with numbers. Kozlina over to Weber. 3-on-2 still as Purple is changing. Weber dangles around one, looks for Kozlina, backdoor. DeMarsico with the block. Gives it off to Shimizi, 2-on-1 the other way. Shimizi, shot attempt, Mistretta to it, and now here comes red again. Humphreys, off the give of Weber. Looks to go across, and Smith laying down to break up the pass. Wraparound attempt for Kozlina, no good. Over to Weber now. Broken up by Shimizi, takes into the wall. Weber off the back of the netting. Kozlina's there. He gets pushed along the wall. Has a man across in Trevino. Trevino down low to Humphreys. Had the open net. Couldn't settle the pass. Red changing. Purple the other way. Shimizi to his forehand. Mistretta with the stop. Humphreys off the give of his brother. And here comes red again. Taking down Tomko. Still made the move initially. And red luckily getting their own break here. Refs letting both teams play on. JC for Tomko. Tomko walks in. Puts one on. Glove stop. Hale. Rebound is there. Tomko with the shot. Hale the save. 8.5 to go. 1-goal game. 9-8 in favor of Team Red. Malbouf lifts the stick of DeMarsico. The Purple continuing their surge. Over to Kanyan. Down low to Dowiak. Dowiak shot in front. Rebound pops free. Kanyan there, as he'll play that one down low. Crossing with Dowiak. Dowiak looking. Fires one. Mistretta save. Hits off the glass. Rebound in favor of Purple. Humphreys clicks it up for red. And here they come on a 3-on-2. JC for Christian. Down low to JC. Couldn't handle it. We'll take this behind the net. Looks for Christian. A little miscue between the brothers. Luckily, Christian will take the stick away of Dowiak. Malbouf with a lot of pressure on him. Getting held up. No calls either way. Probably could have sent both there. Take none. Probably just as good. Weber looking for the stretch pass to O'Brien. Eventually it'll get to him with even numbers coming back. Kozlina to Weber. Weber looking, firing, pad stop, Hale, rebound cleaned up by Purple. Swankler with Kanyan. Swankler shot, blocker stop from Mistretta. Rebound is there, denied on DeMarsico. It'll pop free to the blue line. Smith away from Tomko. Gives off to Swankler. Dangles around one, looking for some room. Trevino all over him. Smith, 3 men down low for Purple as they look to change one behind. Smith behind the net, looks to crash forward. Kozlina there. Red will send this one to center ice. Kozlina in a foot race with Shimizi, and he gets dragged down to the ice. Kozlina wisely using his advantage to knock Shimizi off the puck when he was down. Swankler the other way leads the rush. Swankler looking, shot, sends that one high and wide. Goes to a red advantage. Kozlina leads the 2-on-1 with Tomko. Kozlina for Tomko, backhand, loose in front. Hale makes the stop. Back and forth we go.
The stretch by Tomko, I think it was a little too late there, but
Very close.
don't have the perfect angle up
Yes.
here. Definitely could have been, a little offsides there.
It's hard to tell. You keep that skate blade on the whole time, you're still good. But obviously it blends in with the ice. You just don't know from up here. It's hard to tell. 6:15 to go. Still a 1-goal game. Rebound for Humphreys off a weird bounce as he gets dragged down by DeMarsico. JC for Christian between the legs. Backhand attempt for O'Brien. No good. Swankler. Backdoor to DeMarsico. Back to Swankler again. Purple slowing pace. Looks for the chance they want. And the hot hand of number 9 will take it in. Dangles around one. Puts one towards the net. Mistretta the save. Humphreys takes it off Swankler, avoids the check. And that's some good hip movements from number 12 in red. JC now takes it in. Has O'Brien for Trevino. In front for JC, deflected wide. Christian hopping off the ice. Weber comes on. Weber will take it to center to reset. 5.5 to go. Red playing defense first here, Andrew. Now they'll give it to O'Brien with a little break. O'Brien's shot, shoulder save, Hale. Weber picks it up, takes it to center, and they'll do it again. Forward for Kazlina, back to Weber. Dangles in. Fires one on net. Hale with the save with a lot of stick action there on Weber. Kanya. Forward to Marsico. Draw pass to Dowiak. Dangles around one, puts one on net. Mistretta the stop with the pad. 4-5-4 to go.
It's been no calls. Both benches have been arguing for calls. And I think they've been rightful, declares for calls. As I think there's been calls both ways that should have gone.
The wise saying, Andrew, is we've heard this probably throughout our entire life. Call everything or call nothing. And they're definitely doing the call nothing. I mean, let the players play. One goal game, I understand it. But still, sometimes maybe one on each side doesn't hurt. 450 with Purple chopping this one to keep it alive. Kazlina. For Tomka, now to Christian. Christian Humphrey slowing up at center. Out wide to Malbouf. He'll chip this one in. As Malbouf seemingly the lone chaser until Kazlina comes in for help. Purple sends it around the horn. Humphreys. Foot race Dowiak. As Dowiak takes him hard into the wall. Dowiak chance in front. Mistretta the stop. Malbouf has seen a lot of pressure come his way. Gets knocked off the puck. Shot here from Dowiak's high and wide. Swankler keeps it alive. Humphreys chopping at it towards center. DeMarco picks it off. Drop pass to Kazlina. Fortunately not on the same team. Here comes JC Humphreys breakaway. Humphreys fires one on net. Stop from Hale. Rebound is cleaned up. Shane Kazlina gives Red the 2-goal advantage here with 3:53 to go.
Kazlina, if Humphreys didn't even change onto the ice, Kazlina's still on a breakaway. So he just gives JC that much more room to come in and with no Purple between them, able to pick up the rebound and bury it. I don't know if that was a purposeful pass off the pads.
Yeah.
But it looked like it could have been as the pass goes off the pad and right to a spot where Hale can't get back in position.
It was a rough break there, but Red takes advantage. Purple calls a timeout. So they'll have 30 seconds-ish to talk things out here. Gives us a break. And Hale actually looks a little in pain here.
No, it looks like he's fixing something in his skate.
Just skate, okay. I saw him down, and I was like, oh, no, we don't want to see Hale down here. Large part of Purple's team, but looks to be good. But seemingly we are good to resume action. 10-8 Red, shots 51-48 in favor of Team Purple. You figure here they got their 4 skilled guys on the ice. Swankler, DeMarco, Dowiak, and Konyan. The question is, how long until Hale exits the crease?
That's a good question. One thing I want to wonder is how long until Red thinks maybe put both Trevino and Malbouf on the ice.
It's not a bad idea. Probably north of 2 minutes-ish. They'll maybe consider. Here's DeMarco's shot. Stayed on the ice. Mistretta with the stop and cleared by Red. Weber leading the rush at the 2-on-1 with O'Brien. Weber looks to go back. O'Brien will eventually get there. Hold it. Fires one. Stop by Hale. Purple giving Red a lot of time in the offensive zone. Clock's ticking away. Swankler for Konyan. Passes behind him. They'll have to reset at center. Red with too many men not called. They had 5 men on the ice for a good 5-ish seconds there. Dowiak gets the pass broken up. JC to Trevino. Forward for a wide open Tomko. Hit off the boot. And Tomko will just let it roll in the purple zone. As Red continuing their mostly all defense game plan here. 2:45 to go. Kanye looks to take it end to end. Puts it on net. Mistretta the stop. Tomka looked to clear, couldn't do so. DeMarco shot, and it trickles in. Matt DeMarco makes it a 1-goal game with 2:35 left. An unfortunate break in front of that net for Team Red. But 2:35, that's more than enough time.
Definitely.
Humphreys wins the draw to Malbouf, and seemingly now Red with their heavy pressure attack of Humphreys, Malbouf, Tomko, and Kozlina. Swankler goes across, has Shimizi. DeMarsico's pass broken up. DeMarsico tied up with Tomko. DeMarsico off to Swankler. Up high to Dowiak, has room, fires one off, goes rebound for Swankler, and it's put in. Swankler with his 5th goal of the night on a rebound, and we're all tied up with 10 with 2:10 to go. Timeout, Red.
Red, I think, went a little too defensive against the full offense unit. I think they needed someone to put on some offensive pressure because you knew they weren't going to do much defensively. They wanted to keep 3 guys high for sure, did Purple. So I feel like you carry that out, keep 2 guys in deep. You just got one on you. You've got to drag Purple down, and that's going to kill time.
You think a balanced attack here for both sides, but I think we're at the point of the game here, Andrew. Next goal wins.
I don't.
Do you think it's more?
I mean, I think it could be, but I feel like there's a chance it could not be. There's enough time in this game that I don't think next goal necessarily wins it unless it's really late.
Both these teams have proven they could score in the snap of a finger. All knotted up at 10. 2 late goals from DeMarsico and Swankler to get us to this point. Dragged down was Trevino. Luckily, some cleanup from his Red teammates. Humphreys jousting away, gives to Weber. Break here for Red. They'll go to Christian, up high to Weber. Weber looking shot. Stop from Hale. DeMarsico has Swankler. Pushes it forward for Dowiak as we hit 1:40 to go. Behind the net, Humphreys fakes the pass up the boards, has Trevino. Now to JC as Christian looks to cheat up ice. Broken up by Dowiak, second attempt clears the center. Weber looks to block, offsides. Purple was just ahead, was Dowiak, 1:24 to go.
We're going to see what moves Red does here. JC, Christian's the only one that's going to stay on. So this is definitely the unit that they want on if you're Red. JC probably could go on for Malbouf, but you want your defensive presence there.
Need the defense on. Nolan, shot, shoulder stop. Mistretta. Malbouf for Humphreys. As we'll look to draw something up here. Humphreys across the blue line. Has 3 Purple bodies shadowing him. Look to go across for Kozlina. DeMarsico there for Purple. 1 minute to go in regulation. Stretch pass to Dowiak. As he'll hold at the top of the circle. Malbouf looks to get his stick in there. Goes to Nolan. Nolan shot. Stretching down is Mistretta to make the stop. Humphreys. Carry. Gets across the blue end. Looks to shake forward. Has Malbouf his back up outside the zone. Malbouf will take this one all the way back here. 33 seconds. Goes across for Kozlina. Purple all playing pretty much back. Kozlina across center. Looks to dangle through. DeMarsico there to lock it down. They'll chip off the boards. Malbouf against Shimizi. 17 seconds. Shimizi shot. Stopped by Mistretta. Malbouf up the boards to Tomko. Forward for Humphreys. One last break seemingly. Humphreys spinning. As Red enters. Tomko looks to push along the wall. 3 seconds. Holding his Purple. And we'll be heading to a sudden death overtime between the number 1 seed Purple and the number 2 seed Red. All knotted up at 10. Let's give them a break. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for overtime to decide the championship. Overtime's a go. They're a little quicker than we were. All not up at 10. Here comes Red. Tomko with a burst of steam. Into the corner, looking for JC in front. Down low, Trevino. Trevino puts this one on net, broken up by Kanyan. And now Purple looks to take it out. Swankler. He'll back this one up. 5 minutes of OT. Cade McCrory alongside me, Andrew Keel, for one heck of a championship game. Humphreys looking for a squared. Couldn't settling was JC. Christian for Tristan Trevino. Trevino looking. In front, deflected by Weber. Kanyan to clear. Trevino all over him. And he'll eventually give off to Dowiak. Off the boot. All the way down. No icing. With Mistretta giving the signal to slow it down. O'Brien chips it to center. Red was changing, so no Red players in the vicinity on that one. Dowiak slowing up at center. Looks to dangle his way in, fires one on wide of the net. Swankler battling with Kozlina. Humphreys pushing forward, tripped up, and Red will head to the power play as DeMarco right into the ankles of Humphreys. Feels it, goes down, Red power play.
First power play of the game in overtime. They are going to keep Malbouf on.
Malbouf, Humphreys, Tomko. And Purple will go with Kanyan, Swankler, and Dowiak. Tied up draw, goes into the corner. Tomko will pick it up. He'll go all the way to the point to Malbouf. They'll have a minute to work with stoppage clock as it's been all game. Drop pass to Tomko. Over to Christian. Christian Humphreys settling, looking. Has Malbouf. Malbouf to Tomko. Tomko shot. Saved by Hale with the screen in front.
42 to go on the penalty. 3:23 in overtime. I don't know what happens. Will we go to a shootout?
I guess so. I kind of want to wait and see, but I do want to see the OT winner. Shootout deciding championship would be very, very intriguing. Malbouf carries in for Red. He'll slow up at the circle. Off to Tomko as he'll switch with Humphreys. JC seemingly the net front presence. Tomko to JC behind the net. Back to Tomko. Up high to Malbouf. His shot saved by Hale. Rebound to JC. Looks to go off the side of Hale. Dowiak to clear. Malbouf could not keep it alive. 8 seconds of the penalty. Christian Humphreys coming in. Humphreys for Malbouf. Down low to Tomko. Out comes DeMarco. We're back to even strength. Christian coming down the wall. Christian cracking in for JC. Shoulder stop. Purple looks to clear. JC takes into the corner with DeMarco. Over for Tomko. Tomko shot, glove, stop, Hale. 2:25 as Purple successful penalty kill.
Successful penalty kill for sure. A lot of chances. Hale stood tall throughout the entirety of that penalty kill.
You think 12 doesn't come off the ice here for Red?
12 didn't come off the ice for the last 3 minutes of regulation, so I doubt it.
Purple seemingly keeping one of Swankler, Kanyan, and Dowiak on the ice at all times. And DeMarco, I should say. Behind the net, the give from Trevino to Weber. Weber looking for steam up the wall. He has some room to work with the Wenter. Weber. Cross with DeMarco. Kozlina there, caught in the skates. DeMarco pushing forward. Purple got numbers. DeMarco looks to dangle Trevino to the backhand as he's tripped up. No call. Humphreys for Kozlina. Here's a break. The give from Weber. Kozlina to the backhand for Weber and broken up by Swankler. Coming back for the 2-on-1. Humphreys looks to break it. DeMarco shot. He scores. Matt DeMarco in overtime wins it for Purple. No wins last year. First place this year. Their first championship. And the assistant captain, Matt DeMarco, wins it in overtime. What a game. What a finish. And it took all the way to the wire with 1:41 on the clock. Number 14 in purple is the hero. as Jackson Morehouse will bring out a gold cup, seemingly the new Cranberry Cup, I assume, for Team Purple. Chase Hale, back-to-back champion, winning with red last season. Now the winning goaltender for Team Purple. So we'll go through the handshake line. The captains, JC and Evan Kanyan, to lead things off. What a season. You feel this season, Andrew, that the games were more competitive. The games were a lot closer. The teams were a lot closer. There was no runaway best team, I should say. Playoffs were interesting. Championship was interesting. This league's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely.
So Morehouse will give the gold cup off to one of two captains. We'll see if it's Mike DeMarsico or Evan Kanyan, the one to receive. It looks like it'll be Kanyan, seemingly the quote-unquote general manager of this team. And Kanyan. Purple. It's been a tremendous turnaround. And thanks to those two, Kanyan and Mike DeMarsico, as well as Mario Smith, Dom Shimizi. Chase Hale has been a huge factor, debatably the best goaltender in GOAT this season. There is Mario Smith. Shut down defense all season, Shimizi, with a handful of goals today. There's Dane Dowiak, Penn State, Nittany Lion, played in a couple games this season, but when he was in, very beneficial piece. His teammate and OT winner, Matt DeMarsico, seemingly the freshman of the year in the Big Ten. Austin Swankler had 5 goals tonight. And there's Jack Nolan. Got to come back for the last half at least. So he got to play in some championship hockey. And now Purple will get their team picture here to conclude the GOAT 2024 season. Red, champions no more. Purple will be the ones to knock off next year. As one final photo to commemorate the 2024 season. We can't thank you enough. All season long, we made the switch from Twitch to YouTube. Look to do new things, better things, and grow the league the best we can. And seemingly it's headed in the right direction. Our whole crew here, all season long, we had Alyssa Dio on camera tonight, Elena Bailey on the computer. Shout out to Evan Smith and Billy Depew, commentators this season. Andrew Keel took a bigger role this season as a play-by-play man. Color commentary, always great as well, Andrew. It's always a pleasure, man. I'm Caden McCrory. Thank you for a wonderful 2024 GOAT season. We'll be back in 2025 for what should be a bigger and better GOAT 44 hockey. Take care, and we'll see you in June of 2025. Team Purple, your GOAT 4v4 champions.